From time to time, we like to do a little bit of workshops, and we put all these workshops, we store them right there on Ron Siegel Radio in our digital space and our YouTube pages. If you ever want to get any of our workshops, we've always got them stored there for you. The workshop today is, should you refinance? Well, that's a good question, and as always, we're going to answer that for you today. I want to share just a little bit because I don't always talk about myself on the broadcast. I bring on a lot of guests, but I have been doing this for I bought my first houses in 1984, so been doing some real estate for a little time. Licensed with Merrill Lynch for a while, lending I'm in my third decade of lending now. Don't laugh at me, Josh. It's been a little bit of a while there, right? And then we love to help people. Now I don't ever sell anything. Our whole focus is all about educating, and that's why we do the radio program. I've been doing it since 2010. It wasn't a great time to be in real estate back in 2010, but we have been doing the program since then. So let's get on with it. Let's cover a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to get into the basics of refinancing, reasons why refinancing might be a good option, how refinancing will affect your current loan, and the terms that are defined. So we're going to get into all of that stuff for you. One of the best reasons to refinance is to lower your current interest rate on your existing loan. Knowing whether to refinance comes down to answering just a few questions. How much can you save on your monthly payment? How long will it take to recoup the cost of refinancing? Do you plan on taking cash out to pay off debt or remodel your home? That's a biggie. So a lot of people have consumer debt, right? Or student loan debt. And you're paying boatloads of interest on that. Yet you come back and you say, you know something? I'm going to keep on going with my 3.5% mortgage or 3% mortgage or 2.5% mortgage. But my blended household interest rate is 6% or 7%. Why would that be? Well, your mortgage is a portion of your debt. Then you add in your student loan debt, if you have any, credit card debt, which most people have, auto debt, which most people have. And you start looking at that, and your blended household debt is way, way more than what your mortgage is. But you've got this equity in your real estate that is doing absolutely nothing for you. The rate of return on home equity is 0. Now, what if we set up the bank of you? Right? Yeah, you, Josh, or Bobby Joe, or Patty, or whomever. What if we have the bank of Josh? Let's go with the bank of Josh, right? So you pay off all of that consumer debt through refinancing, and you don't go below the money that you're not spending every month. What you do with that money is you continue. Now you make that new mortgage payment, which is going to probably be, it's going to be more than your old mortgage payment, but it's going to be way less than what you paid when you took your old mortgage payment, plus all of the payments you had to make on your credit cards, automobiles, student loans, whatever you have in debt. The difference goes into the bank of Josh. Now, no, I'm not going to put my money into the bank of Josh. I'm going to put my money into the bank of Ron. You're going to put yours into the bank of you, right? So that's the idea. Now, that money is going to grow safe and secure at a good interest rate. What do you do with that money? Now, you say, okay, well, Ron, you just took my car and you put it into a 30-year loan. We're going to get into all of that in just a minute. So why are the reasons that homeowners choose to refinance? Well, obviously to get a lower interest rate or monthly payment, to free up room in the budget, shorten their loan term, which reduces the interest they pay and can help them pay off their loans faster, switch from an adjustable rate mortgage, which we don't have too many of those out right now, to a fixed rate mortgage so that their monthly payment is fixed, pay off credit card or other debt. That's the biggie, is to pay off that other debt. Refinancing a home can be a smart financial move, but you need to take time to evaluate it, right? Maybe you want to remodel your home. That's another issue right there. All of those are reasons that we contemplate going and doing these things. So the next thing we look at is, are we cutting your interest rate to help you pay less in interest over the life of the loan compared with the remaining term of the original loan? However, even with a lower monthly mortgage payment, you could be paying more interest over the long term by stretching out your new loan term. You could calculate how much interest you would be paying on both loans and compare the amounts. We do that with something called a total cost analysis, right? We show you all of that digitally on charts and on graphs. I don't know how you like to learn. Everybody is a little bit different. Some people look at these graphs and they say, wow, that's pretty cool. And then they look at the charts and they say, well, that's overwhelming. Okay, could it be depending upon where you sit, it could be any of those. But the bottom line is if we extend the term, lower your payments, right? The interest rate is important, but not as important as many other parts of it, because we want to get that equity out of your property. We want to get that equity working for you, right? So if you can borrow, let's say interest rates go crazy and they go up to 4%. I know what sounds really nutty to people my age when you talk about interest going crazy and going up to 4%, right? But the bottom line is, yeah, it could go up to 4%. But if you can get 8, 9, 10% in safe, secure investments, maybe they're even guaranteed, borrow at 4 and earn at 10. That's 6% in the middle. That means after paying the debt, your money's doubling every 12 years. It's the rule of 72. Divide the yield there, that 6% delta, by 72, your money doubles every 12 years. Think about that concept. Now, I'm going to share with you at the end, we're going to do a little ad lib here, Josh, at the end. So the question is, how much interest do you pay? Current interest rate? Okay, cutting your interest rate helps you pay less interest over the life of the loan, but even with a lower monthly payment, you could pay more. What's your current interest rate? Again, let's not worry about only what it says on your mortgage statement, but you can find your current interest rate on your monthly mortgage statement, or give us a call at 800-306-1990. We'll help you with that. But what we want to know is, what is the blended household interest rate? I talked about that a little bit at the beginning. Take your mortgage rate and the amount of your mortgage remaining and the payment. You look at all of your debts. Look at the payment, the interest rate, and the balance on every one of your debts. If you don't know how to do that, that's fine. Send a copy of every one of your statements, redact what you want, and send it to RJ at ronsiegelradio.com. RJ at ronsiegelradio.com. We'll put it into a blended rate calculator for you and tell you what your blended household interest rate is. That's the only number that matters. What is your blended household interest rate? Because once we know that, then we can start strategizing for you. Even if you can lower your interest rate and monthly payment, refinancing might not make sense if you're going to pay more for your home, or if you're going to leave in the very near future. If you're planning on moving soon and not keeping that home to refinance or to rent, okay, if you're going to rent it, that's the best idea. But if you're not doing that, then the next best thing is to don't do anything if you're planning on moving pretty quick. So that's a different issue. But if you have 21 years left to pay on your mortgage and you get a new 30-year mortgage, you just added 9 years of paying a mortgage before it is paid off, you may want to consider getting a loan for less than 30 years. I like the 30-year loan. Why? You can pay extra on it if you want to. But if you follow what I'm going to tell you throughout this workshop, the bank of Josh can pay off Josh's mortgage. The bank of Ron can pay off Ron's mortgage. The bank of you will pay off your mortgage at any time you want to, if you ever want to. Why would you not want to? Well, if you've got cash on the sidelines and it's your choice to pay it off, and that money's making more for you than the payments, why would you want to pay it off? Right? Let the insurance, I threw that out there. I shouldn't say that. But if you let the bank of you pay it off when you're done, at the end of your time on this earth, Yeah, your heirs still get a free and clear home, and you've got a big, big benefit right there. So let's consider that. So we're going to continue on. Property values, they have increased over the last few years. The values of homes may have increased, meaning you may have built up equity in your home. Equity equals a portion of the home that you own. Conventional mortgage refinances must have at least 20% equity in your home to avoid paying private mortgage insurance. So the cost to refinance a mortgage will vary according to the interest rate, credit score, loan, and of course the lender you choose. The closing costs of a home refinance generally includes fees, appraisal fees, points, which is an optional expense to lower the interest rate over the life of the loan, insurance and taxes, escrow and life title fees, and lender fees. If you have enough equity in your home at the time of refinancing, you may choose to refinance your closing costs and fees by adding them to your mortgage balance. You may also decide you want to take some cash out with your new mortgage. This cash can be used to cover closing costs. Don't be fooled by an advertisement of no-cost mortgages. There is absolutely no free lunch. No such thing as a no-cost mortgage. The guy that's advertising that on the radio, he gets paid, and he has to pay for his radio commercials. The processors, they get paid. The title insurance company, they get paid. The escrow company, they get paid. The government gets their share of the recording fees. Everybody gets paid. And they want to tell you that you're not paying the bill when it's your transaction. Yeah, you know better than that. So don't be fooled about that. A no-cost mortgage does not mean that it costs you nothing. A no-cost mortgage means that they're putting the costs into the interest rate. If you paid it out of your equity, it may be a better option for you. Make sure you get the total cost analysis to see if that is in your best interest. So make sure you're talking to a licensed mortgage professional to find out your refinance options. So here's the issue. Here's where we want to go with this, is once you set up the bank of you, now you look at it and you say, okay, I've put everything possible into the bank of Ron, the bank of Josh, the bank of Patty, whatever the bank is. Okay, now that's growing over time. Now remember I told you put your car payment into that, so you're not making a car payment anymore directly? Well, now your car runs out. What are you going to do? Right, you need a new car. Well, you're going to go down to your local bank and pay them an interest rate? Maybe, but probably not. What you're probably going to do is go to the bank of you, the bank of Josh, and you're going to go into that car dealer and say, you know something, I want to buy this car, and I'm going to pay cash for it. What's the cash price? But then you make payments back to the bank of you. So the same payment you would have made to the car dealer, you make to the bank of you. Now, if you want to get sneaky, and maybe I'll just share this with you, auto dealers make money on the financing of cars. They've got to make their money somewhere. So they either make it all in the cost of the car, or they share the cost of making their money in the cost of the car and the cost of financing. Do your homework. You may go in there and finance the car, and if you have no prepayment penalty, go back to the bank of Josh and refinance it. Right? So now you've saved money on both ends, and you start making whatever payment was you agreed to make to the car dealer, make that to the bank of you. And grow that money so it's working for you. That way you're saving on interest over the long term. It's a big, big benefit of you. So just a little bit of the thoughts on refinancing, and you watch what happens. You do what I just told you. We can map it out for you, but you do what I just told you, and you will be assured of a safe, secure retirement. You'll be using that home equity to do the smart things for you and your family, and you'll be a much happier individual. All you have to do, though, is give us a call at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Be more than happy to share with you a plan just for you.